Hello. Let me tell you, there's a lot to talk about to set this up. Let me tell you about the game first, though, and then as we're running around, we'll get into the curse of Virtual Hydlide. This is Virtual Hydlide, which you might remember the name Hydlide from the NES or a very old European Japanese computer system. I'm familiar with the names, but never really used any of those, so I would be familiar with the NES version. I probably saw this game in Nintendo Power or maybe some other magazine. Anyways, not many people like that game, and not many people like this game. But this is Virtual Hydlide. Virtual Hydlide. You can pretend to simulate the original Hydlide. And we'll go ahead and get the secret second intro loaded up here. So let me talk for a minute more. It's T&E Soft. As you can see, original copyright 1964. That looks like a 6, but I think it's an 8. They did the original Hydlide, and then I think Hudson was involved, and Konami may be involved in one of them. I didn't play any of the old ones. I was only familiar with the name, but the various sequels were all different developers and publishers, and T&E Soft came back for Virtual Hydlide on the Saturn, here on the Saturn, which is a perfect 3D reproduction of the original game. And you can argue whether it's perfect or not, or 3D, or a reproduction. So if you sit, many blessed souls were born and lived happily in Virtual Hydlide, Fairyland. If you just sit for a while on the title screen, you get a second intro, which actually tells you something. And naturally, this intro is a different story than what's in the manual. Viralis, his dark lair. He destroyed one castle. Princess Lena. The manual calls her Princess Anne. She became exhausted. Oh no! And it looked like she was gonna win, but then nah. Fairy Master used all his magic. If you're gonna sacrifice your life to save someone, I really wish that there would be an easier way to do it than to turn them into 3 fairies and then have some dude go on a quest to find them all. I guess that makes sure that Viralis isn't gonna find the princess either. So we've got a game going already. I've got a hard game going, but we're gonna do easy for the sake of at least this first playthrough. Really the only difference between easy and normal and hard is that you don't get a complete map and it doesn't point you in the direction of where you need to go until you have uncovered the map, which doesn't make a big difference on the overworld, but is kind of a big deal when you get into dungeons. Here's the controls if you are interested. Oh dang. I pushed a button. There we go. You can adjust, you can get some color bars, and I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit on the music. So it's pretty good music. All the music is Red Book, even though it sounds like MIDI. And we'll go ahead and create a new world. And this was one of the first things that really caught my attention about this game. I started watching... well, I'll get to that in a minute. Let me just start this. Create world randomly. This game has like a very roguelike random seed generator. So every time you start a new game, you pull the jackpot lever and see what you get. And then, you guys, welcome to Virtual Hydlide. We're this dude, and this is our frame rate, and these are the amazing animations. And here's our map. So randomly, the yellow dots are key locations, or dungeons. The pink dots are teleports, stones, and then it seems like the layout of the land is randomized with the seed. And I think the locations of key items and the layouts of dungeons are randomized as well. So our first location we need to go to is that cemetery up there. So we need to head to this bridge. This is a cool thing that I wish more games had. When you're on the map screen, you can orient yourself. And then as soon as you close the map, you're pointed in that direction. We've got to run. We can run. This game also has lots of treants, or traints, and they do this. And then they come at you, and they have teeth, and they're slimes. These guys are no joke, though. Even on easy, you don't want to mess with these guys. One of the big things about the game is that you just run away. You don't have to fight. The fighting actually isn't too bad. You've got a, not that you can see with this dagger, but you have a strong attack. You have a weak attack that's faster. Just wail on this button, and then wail on this button. See, it's a little slower. And then if you hit B and C, you would do a special attack if you had one. This dagger has no special attack. Go away, jelly! Let me head a little farther away from that guy. And you have a block. You can block with a single-handed weapon, or you can get shields and then block with a shield, which is way more effective. And then the shoulder buttons strafe you left and right. And then if you're holding down the run button and circle strafing, you can kind of run in these big circles. Really helps to uncover the map. But most of the dungeons don't have that much space for you to run around in. What is really cool about this game is that there's just all kinds of mysterious stuff that they don't really explain. It doesn't seem like it would be in here anyways, not that just the English that is in the game is that... it just isn't that clear. Like, say, examine this fairy crest. You can confirm the existence of fairies. It's my favorite. I know what it means now, but just reading that description, you'd have no idea. Dagger. Small knife. It's easy to use. Very light armor made of leather. Ring of power. Means you can carry heavier items. And that's on. So you can equip armor, a shield, and one item at a time. And you use it. Nothing happens. So what we're doing here... Oops. Map. If you play this game on hard, it does the thing where none of the items are known until you use one. So you may eat an herb and find out you're poisoned to death. And then you'll pretty much die unless you've also eaten something to find out that it's an antidote, which did not happen in my case. There's a lot of stuff on the map that's unmarked and not even really explained. I've found, you can see kind of over, that's not going to fit on a zoomed in map, but there's a little blue pool. Oh, there's a couple. There's one over... Follow my arrow pointer. There's one over there. That pool will heal you. There's at least a patch of poison herbs somewhere. I was just walking around. So on hard, this map is completely black. And as you travel, you uncover it. So I spent a bunch of time doing that while I was testing out this new Saturn, which is another story I need to get to. The curse of Virtual Hydlide. But anyways, there's a bunch of stuff. I'm going to actually run past our first objective here and see if I can't get to the fairy forest while I tell you about things. There's lots of treants and slimes out in the overworld. There are these dark patches of forests, Okay, so our objective's over there. And the forests usually have some stuff laying on the ground. It could be weapons, it could be herbs, it could be a potion. Oh, there's a kobold. Don't you hit me. Don't you... He's throwing rocks at me. You started this, buddy. Oh, wow! This game is so much easier on easy. I tell you. Let's see. But as you can tell, it's not real easy to make stuff out. Finding things on the ground in these forests, because of the way these sprites rotate with you, it's really kind of hard. And then running, I mean, you can see the frame rate easily miss something floating by. So let's get out of this forest here. I wanted to go this way. Okay, we'll go back through the forest. So, I have been looking through old issues of GameFan, just looking up old games that I forgot about, or games like this one that I forgot because I completely ignored. This is nothing I would have been interested in 1995. If it didn't explode or go super fast or look real slick, I did not have any interest in it. And now, as I've gotten older, these roguelike games have become way more interesting than just the next prettiest thing that you could create. So that was one I wrote down, and I started watching the Fanciest Bards playthrough on YouTube, because I never expected that this game would be anything that I would actually want to do, but sure enough, got like halfway through his playthrough, and I was like, damn it, I kind of want to do this. So I went and found a copy on half.com, and like a week or so later, I got an email that said, your amount has been refunded, and then a message that said, disc cracked. So I said, damn, that sucks. I was waiting to get that game, and it was pretty cheap. So then I bought a copy on eBay, and that came just fine. It was a few bucks more expensive. Don't you attack me, got nothing against you, little kobold. Oh, this way. Aha, here's our fairy forest. So hang on, let me back out here, and I'll tell you, finish this story. So I got this copy on eBay, and it arrived, and I started playing it one weekend, and then my Saturn died. So I've tried to buy the game twice, gone through one Saturn. I bought another Saturn on eBay for just 50 bucks and free shipping, which was really cool. But the guy didn't have a video cable to confirm whether or not it worked. So I took my chances. It came, I plugged it in, and it started doing the exact same thing as my old Saturn. At which point I was like, God, all these Saturns are fried. They're so old, they're falling apart. Like, you can't get a Saturn that works anymore. And then I tried the power cable that he sent with the one that I bought, and sure enough, it works. So I may have spent $50 for a power cable, but I did get a bonus extra Saturn and 2 extra controllers. But anyways, that's what brings us to this point, where I'm finally ready to start a series of Virtual Hydlide of my own, and finally see the end of this game. Oh, and as you can see, the map wraps around from the top to the bottom, and the left to right. So, Fairy Forest. What I know about the Fairy Forest can fill a fairy-sized thimble. But I do know you do not want to run into the trees in here, because they are full of evil, evil hornets. So we need to turn the volume, the music down a little. Okay, and then I think I have to use... Nothing happens. What if I use it now? Please explain. As courageous fairy warriors, you can confirm the existence of fairies. Alright, this is gonna be our first save. There's my hard save, so we'll use slot 3. Oh, thank God. Hi. Dude is not impressed. Just fold your arms. And now we've got a fairy! Apparently one of the 3. This fairy crest is something you do not get by default in the hard playthrough. I guess it's out there in the world somewhere. So even though I found my fairy forest, I cannot do anything, I can't get the fairy out of it. So I think that's 1 out of the 3 fairies that we need. So that's cool. There are also 3 crystals that we need in order to either find or awaken the fairies. And one of them may be located here in this cemetery, which is probably what that sign says overhead. So here's our first objective, our first dungeon. And I think I'm going to break this up into parts. We'll get through a couple dungeons. This is not much of a dungeon at all. Ooh, I gotta turn the music back up though. Some good music in this game, but you hear it a lot. So, our first objective here is to pick up everything. Everything that is shiny needs picked up. And there's all kinds of gold and armor and weapons that should be laying around. There are also zombies. Like this fellow, who throws chunks of himself at you. Oh, and there's one back there. Another thing that's weird about Virtual Hydlide is you don't get experience for killing these dudes, you get score. But conveniently, there is a shop in the world that will exchange score for items, so it's basically money. The gold that we picked up just added score. Oh no, cursed tombstone. It's just full of zombies. All we're looking for here is a crucifix. Alright, we got 1 stone. This stone has the best description. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Never mind. I didn't realize that either. In hard mode, you have to get that... maybe it's the fairy crest that lets you know that it's one of the important stones. In hard mode, it just tells you that it dazzles you. Some gold. Still looking for the crucifix. Come on, touch it. There we go. And now we've completed a quest, and you'll see our life goes up. Okay, any more gold that I overlooked on the ground here? Aha, there's a scroll. Right here. You get scroll. Well, we didn't find a hot weapon. Get off of me. We didn't find a weapon, but that's okay. Let's take a gander at what we did get. We got a crucifix, which we need. Blast of spiritual power. All weapons gain holy power. Scroll of Judgment will... it will tell you what an item is. And we got the amethyst. So some of these will be grayed out, and you won't know what it is until you put it on, and if you put on, say, cursed armor, you can never take it off until you can remove the curse, which on easy mode is not too hard to do. Here's a hot tip for anybody playing this game. Press the Y button and it will sort your inventory. Usually it just puts whatever is new that you pick up at the very bottom, so sometimes it helps you having to scroll all the way to the bottom. So let's get out of here. Let's see, I have some other notes that I jotted down about T&E Soft. That stands for Technology and Entertainment Software. And they've been around since 1982. Their last, at least GameFAQs has their last published game as True Swing Golf for the Nintendo DS from like 2009. And the URL on GameFAQs now points to, I can't remember the name, some other third-party publisher, which may have bought them, or maybe it's just whoever published the last game of theirs in Japan or something. I don't actually know what they're up to. Their official website link is dead. Let's check out this forest real quick. Thought I heard that little fairy jingle. Anyways, they have made a, not series, but a long string of golf games over the years, over the decades. So, and they have also, they have a series in Japan, said they're best known for in Japan, for Battle Tribe. I'm not really familiar with it, though. I should be looking at the ground while I'm talking here instead of looking at this Google Doc. We'll probably get a pretty good sword in the Vampire Mansion up ahead here. How far away are we? Not too far. Let's kill it. Let's kill a jelly. And there is... Here, go ahead. Hit me, you jerk. So if we walk up here... Magic water. We are heading this way. Let's see. They did 3D Tetris and Red Alarm for the Virtual Boy. And they've also done a lot of publishing work on for Japanese versions of American games. Specifically the 3DO, but those were just the ones that I noticed right offhand. That I knew by name weren't made by T&E Soft. Here is the Vampire Mansion. I love this sign. Enter if you want to die. It's okay. It's okay, we're probably not gonna die. Come on in. This now loading message looks suspiciously like Mega 64's videos. I almost wonder if that's inspired by this game somehow. So here we are in the Vampire Mansion. Help, help, I can't. Wait, which? These are random layouts also. I don't know what the color differences mean. There's some gold. I can get it. Hey, hey, hey. I love the way those zombies explode. then the enemies they'll respawn too, so there's not really a point killing them. Hey. Hey, can I hit you? Thank you. Okay, and then if we give it a second here, that folded arms animation is what the manual considers resting. And it tells you not to, oh god, how's it worded? It's hilarious. It referred to this as napping. This guy sleeps standing up. He is just that hard. That'll get your health back pretty quickly. It's a little slower on hard difficulty. So what we're looking for, which is only because the manual tells you, is 5 of those little pedestals we need to touch before we can dispel the magic that is keeping us from attacking the vampire. I know vampires are bad, but I don't know what this guy did that he has to die in our quest. And now that I think about the item we'll get from him, it makes even less sense. You get tool. Well, which tool did we get? We get Stone of Fighter. Increases the power of a weapon. Oh, okay, so I can use it on one. There's usually a room or two in the mansion here with a bunch of treasure chests in it. You get knife. Hey, great. Now we've got 2. You do have, you can see, you may have noticed already, a carry capacity and an equip capacity. So you can't usually have the best weapon and the best armor and the best item equipped all at once. So it'd just be too heavy. But this game's really not, especially on easy, really not that difficult. Hey look, another knife. Maybe we'll throw some of those at Dracula. I mean, the vampire. The other hot move that I don't see mentioned in FAQs or in other videos of this game is that jump back, which is super handy. So it's the run button and down let you jump back. So you can run in and hit a dude and then jump back and block, or jump back and turn. You get so much gold. I think you even start this game with, on easy, with like 50,000 points. Push the thing. There we go. This room is a mess. This Dracula, or this vampire is a hoarder. Good thing you can't destroy all this stuff. He'd be pissed. Did you move one of my armors? You just don't understand. That armor means something to me. Nothing in this room. There's 3 floors to this mansion also. Aha. Unfortunately, there's nothing, you don't get any little text or anything if you examine items. That'd be a nice touch, because nice to have a little more context, maybe, about why this vampire is so important in our quest. Why he keeps the things that will dispel the barrier to his room in his house. And keep them elsewhere. Why doesn't he keep them in the room with him? Then no one could get in. This game would be over real quick. Or the next dungeon would be a lot harder. Aha! who keeps a sword in their house just stabbed into the floor? Anyways, this should be... Magic sword. Very light. It also removes poison. So now we've got, and it has to load in the sword, we've got Zelda's sword. So here we go. There's your strong horizontal attack and a weaker, faster vertical attack. And I will attempt to vertical attack. Oh, no, I won't. How is this floor laid out? It's really different. I haven't seen a layout like this. I'm trapped on a table. Oh. Push. So many chairs. Why do you have so many chairs, vampire? The vampires need somewhere to sit. Why do you have so many grandfather clocks, vampire? Aha, I'll just pluck this herb out of your carpet. So many beds. He's like running a bed and breakfast here. The Halloween themed bed and breakfast. Enter if you want to die is just his like cheeky little calling card. Vampires, bed and breakfast. Enter if you want to die. Just kidding. Come on in. There's pancakes. Oh, free coffee. Free bat with in every room. Aha. Maybe you'll get lucky and get to stay in the treasure room. You may find a club or an armor. Be careful you don't get overburdened. Marvel at the world's smallest tables. Let's see, what can I drop? Magic sword. Drop. 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 What is this? Oh. Plate armor. Hell yeah. Oh, okay. Remove. This is Warhammer. We got a little pile of junk here. That thing doesn't do a whole lot. We'll drop it. So we can put that on. Ring of power, ring of power. 2 rings of power? You cannot sell items in this game, so you just want a lamp of darkness. Absorbs light. It surrounds you in darkness. This sounds... Hang on, let me load all the weapons. There we go. Don't save over the hard game. You can't sell things. You can only buy, so you just drop stuff, and as far as I know, it stays where you drop it, which is pretty cool for a game of the time, I think. Aww. Oh, I should have known that was gonna happen. Well, maybe it was useful, though. I don't know. It could have been useful. Okay, hold on. What else can I tell you? I think I've gone through all my notes. Okay, let's not use that this time. And let's go ahead and... Equipped. We need the crucifix on. See, I don't think using that scroll of judgment on the lamp of darkness would even have said it would curse us. Hopefully, that's it. Oh.
Jag överlämnar all minoritet.
This is way too easy on easy mode. Oh, come back. Not done punching you into a corner. Hey. And he's dead. And quest complete. And there's the vampire's great treasure. Oh. It's the magic lamp. Lamp that uses enchanted palm oil. Why would a vampire have a lamp of any kind, even a magic one? Just now realized that. He should have the lamp of darkness. I'll go ahead and do one more dungeon. It's our first actual named dungeon. Because it shouldn't take too long to get through. But then we'll stop after that one. And then probably just do one dungeon per video. So next, we need to head that way. Oh, keep an eye out. Anything gold floating by on the ground here. Oh, there's something. Not gold. It's a scroll! It's a scroll. You get scroll. Scroll of herb. Changes any item into medicinal herb. Let's just go ahead and read it on the lamp of darkness. I wonder if that's something I should not have done. I wonder if we'll need a lamp of darkness at some point in this game. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Aha, here is our trial dungeon. I don't know if they call it a trial dungeon because it's supposed to be easy, or if it's like, it's a trial. Don't mistake recklessness for courage, you idiot. This is the trial that all heroes must go through, or if it's a trial like 30-day money-back trial dungeon. It's a good thing I did that trial dungeon because I thought I wanted one of these installed in my own house. But thanks to the trial, now I know I don't. Let's see, so we got our whole map here. You can see it's a pretty simple little maze. On hard, you don't see any of that though, so you do kind of have to fumble all the way through it. And there are a bunch of side paths with treasure chests that you definitely want to find. Oh, hell? Yeah, there's so many. Be something important, like a bunch of enemies. Yeah, there's nothing up there. Those will-o-wisps kinda suck. Nothing. What kind of scroll? Scroll of Purge. What does this do? Ah, that's good for the next time I use a cursed item like an idiot. Oh. Sweet. So much more treasure than on hard. Another treasure chest. What's this scroll? Another scroll of Purge. It's just, I don't get a little bit of health back. This thing. Wow, so much treasure. Anything back here? So far they haven't put any treasure down any side path. It's all just been sitting out on the main path. It's great. Oh, this is great. Here's our objective. No boss this time. You get a shield. Find the tool. That was our quest objective, and now we've done it. Touch the velvet lining. Those treasure chests. This is Dragon Shield, which will come in handy soon. Protection from fire. And we also got the Spectacles of Truth. These magic glasses, you can see the truth, which is hidden by illusion. Oh, now it's loading the shield. So now we've got this shield. When you hold down the A button to block, you just kind of lean in. So. Follow the trail of treasure chests to get out of here. I think it's down this way. Get out of the way, Kobold. This way, and then this way, I think. Let's try and kill this guy. Okay, let's not. It's scaring the crap out of me. It was not this way, was it? Nope. Whoa. The most disturbing thing about this dungeon is this magic levitating slab of marble. No one ever explained a magic elevator to me. I'm not standing on that. Alright, there is a shop around here somewhere. I don't know if it's even marked. So our vampire mansion was down there, and the fairy forest was up there, and cemetery was up there. let's go see if we can find the shop real quick. Not that I think I'm gonna buy anything at it. There's a bridge out here somewhere. Oh, and the slimes are now, like, steel or something. I mean, the jellies. Ugh. They're also a lot stronger. This is probably just the entrance to, the fire dungeon. Which we'll get to later. Nope, it's a shop. Sweet. That's what I was looking for. So here's our score exchange shop, where you can buy all kinds of things. The dark sword would be pretty useful, I think. Help. Dark magic powers are within the sword. Uses energy to fire deadly charges. What that means is it uses your score to fire charges. And that could be pretty useful. Magic sword we've got. I believe the Warhammer is the most powerful weapon, physical attack weapon. Ring of life, ring of spirit, ring of protection. Crystal of Tear that contains fairy magic. It can help you escape from dungeons. Oh, that's right. They'll, teleport you out of a dungeon. And that's why they cost 100,000 score. Scroll of Oracle. I believe from the description... I don't believe from the description I could know what that means, but from one of the FAQs I looked at, I think this is the one that reveals where all the treasure chests are in a dungeon. Which could be pretty useful. Or maybe it's... Actually, that's the one. Okay. So Scroll of Oracle will just uncover the map. Scroll of Detect will show you where all the treasure chests are, which could be useful. Let's buy one of these. And then I'll use that on our next dungeon that we get to. Most of that stuff, potions and things you can find out and about. So, let's get to our next dungeon entrance, and then I'll just stop it there. Okay, so the shop is a yellow dot. That's good to know. Running and running, running and questing, and I think there's a girl that needs to be saved, but I am not sure. It's just a little adventuring tune I like to sing. Questing, questing, questing. Oh, it was way off. Hello. Yes, here's the entrance to the fire dungeon. We will come back to that, though. Whoa. I don't know. Despite how it looks, there's something that I like about this game. I like the mystery of what do all of these things mean? Where do you go? What do you do? Especially on hard. On hard, this is actually like a kind of tense RPG. Even though you can stand around like this and get your health back. Allegedly, the time it takes you to finish the game is the basis of your final ranking, so I guess that comes into play if you're actually going for score. I'm afraid of everything. One who can see my truth is permitted to enter. Actually, you know what, we can just walk right in, go through most of that dungeon on our own, but if we put on Spectacles of Truth, we can now see the entrance, which we will get into in the next rose-tinted episode. Thanks for watching.